to want to see. Got it.
Hi, guys.
Welcome. We're just doing a tiny little bit of tech support here before we get going. So thank you for being here. And we're going to wait just another minute as a few more people pop in.
And I may have to jump. I'm actually at work, so I might have to jump off, but
No
I want to
problem.
listen in as much as I can. Thank you.
Okay.
I did that, Feather. I admitted her. So I still see all of you, but I don't know. Okay.
That's because you're probably on the gallery view.
Okay.
You can choose the gallery view if you want.
Okay.
I
On the
see Maureen and Sharon and Susan. Welcome. And Lindsay. Great to see you all this morning.
Okay, well, so why don't, I mean, since we have Feather, why don't we get started?
Yes. So
So
welcome, everyone.
it's funny, it's all kind of new people that didn't show up last week. So we'll welcome. So I guess we have to give a little explanation. We both Maria and Maureen and I went to the doTERRA convention and heard about this new product and got excited about metabolism and how we can help each other improve our boost our metabolism, not only with the product that we're going to talk a little bit about, but mostly about like what are the things that can boost your metabolism. And so last week we talked in general about what the things are, and then we'll go into what we're going to talk about this week. So welcome. I am here. We're at the metabolic challenge. How can we boost our metabolism together? I'm Sarah Schulman. I'm a pediatrician. We have so much to go through that I'm not going to talk about this, but I've trained in shamanism. I've worked in pediatrics, but really now what my specialty is about how to bring people's health back to them through natural processes. So that's me in a nutshell. And I'm doing this with Maria. Maria, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, just that I'm an educator. I'm completely passionate about health and wellness, and just delighted that you're all here. And Sarah has such a wealth of knowledge. I don't want to take up the time with, the introductions because I think I've met most of you already. So anyhow, welcome.
And so both, Maria and I have become really good friends through the essential oils, and we really are both on this mission to change the way we care for our bodies, our families, and our world. And but so before we got started, I wanted to introduce Feather, who is our havening queen and our tech support. And so she's the one helping us figure out the best way to record the slides. And I wanted her to just introduce like 2 minutes about havening. And so Feather, introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm gonna put myself so that if you're looking at this on speaker view and you want to make the window bigger to see me and push the little slide off, it's like a little window shade. Just you could do that so you can watch me. I'm jumping in as tech host because I've been a meeting facilitator for like 40 years, and I have learned some of the ins and outs of Zoom, which still trips us up on occasion. And I am a Havening Techniques practitioner, which is emotional wellness. And we can do Havening while we are watching this presentation. And this is a way of lowering your cortisol and your norepinephrine or your adrenaline and raising up what I call a God's cocktail, which is GABA, oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. So I am doing it right now with my hands. So if you're watching this video, you can do this with your hands when you're not taking notes, because you don't really need to take notes. And you will raise those good neurochemicals, and you will decrease the sort of stress chemicals. And we do that because this motion creates delta waves, which changes our neurochemistry. And then the other way to do it is touching your face. You can figure out the best way to touch your face, but this is a 90 times above baseline of your delta. Just doing that a little bit at a time, or a lot, depending on how much stress you have and would like to release. And then the other motion is from the top of your shoulders down to your elbows. So like this, just to your elbows, and then you lift. So you don't go up and down, you just go down. And I'm just going to give you a little mantra for this beginning time with Maria and Sarah, which is, I open my mind to learning. I open my heart to connection and friendships. I am on a path for healing my body and restoring its natural resources. And you can say that as many times as you want to yourself. And you can do havening as much as you want while you're watching this, and it might enhance your learning.
Awesome. Thank you, Feather. So, I mean, part of why we decided to have Feather do that is that it actually, decreasing your cortisol is really a big part of increasing your metabolism. So it's a great, havening is an amazing technique I've learned from Feather. And so last week we talked about what is metabolism and strategies we can use to improve our metabolism. And you may be able to read these there. We decided that every week we were going to break it down and talk about certain parts of it. So eating, drinking more water, high intensity interval training, lifting weights, green tea. So today we're doing food consumption and water consumption. But next week it's either going to be stress or we were thinking of exercise, and then we're going to do a whole one on sleep. And so this is going to go on. We talked about doing it possibly through November, definitely through October. So we'll more to that. So the plan for the next hour is how food choices can improve our metabolism, how water intake can affect our metabolism. We're going to talk a little bit, since we have all new people today, we're going to talk a bit more about MetaPower and open the conversation up to what people committed to, and plans for the following week. So in order to increase our metabolism with food, our metabolism relies on the health of our hormones and our enzymes. And hormones and enzymes influence the storage and breakdown of the nutrients and the cycle of hunger and feeling full and the efficiency of the metabolic process. So last week we really talked about how, this Krebs cycle, you can't see it now, but we do have a PDF that we are going to, Feather is going to put in the chat later so you can look at it. I'm sure you remember from biology class, we need, and we're going to get into this a little bit more, but we need these essential amino acids and essential fatty acids, and we need all of it to go through this Krebs cycle in order to make ATP, which is down here, which is the energy. So metabolism is how do we convert food into energy. So if we've struggled to obtain a healthy weight, it could be that we aren't producing the proper enzymes or proper hormones in order to have that happen. And so, I'm going to tell you some things but you don't need to know it. Really, the bottom line is that our bodies need to be fed nutrient-rich food. we need to get all of the essential pieces into all these pathways that that our bodies are working on. So, what we really need is whole food sources of the highest quality nutrition to achieve optimal performance. So we need, and maximizing protein is a really good way to fuel our bodies and to boost our metabolism. We need to eat healthy carbohydrates. We need to eat, it's a myth that fats are unsafe. Fats are like so important to maintaining our blood sugar. We're not going to get into that, but fats are so important. Whole fat milk, and then we need to limit sugar, and we need to hydrate. And that's basically, I hate to use this metaphor, but my son is totally into cars, and we talk about cars all the time. And basically, he has a very fancy car, and he needs to put fancy fuel in his car. And that is really what we need to do. We need to put fancy food into our bodies, and that is high nutrient dense foods. And we need to, really think about it. We need to fuel our bodies. So, protein rich foods, the reason that protein can help increase our metabolism is because of this thermic effect of food, which is TEF. It's our bodies require more energy to digest proteins. So research shows that protein-rich foods increase this TEF. So they increase your metabolic rate by 15 to 30% compared to 5 to 10% for carbs and 0 to 3% for fat. So proteins also keep you fuller longer. And so, healthy proteins are meat, fish, eggs, dairy, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Legumes and beans, such as lentils, peas, chickpeas, black beans, are particularly high in protein, and they also increase the TEF. So carbohydrates, eating healthy carbohydrates provides energy, fuel, exercise. Organic fruits and vegetables are the best source of carbohydrates. So you really want to decrease all the processed foods that you're eating and really include whole grains. And you don't, grains, it's really more fruits and vegetables that are the best. Grains, you want to keep to a minimal. Half a cup cooked grain with a meal is plenty of fuel for most recreational activities. And then, sweets, we are like in such a problem in this country with sugar. Sugar is in everything, and it's, indisputable that sugar is a problem. That these foods slow down our metabolism. You want to remove all processed foods, and there's just so much to talk about. I'm not going to get into it, but basically, the more sugar that enters your bloodstream, the more it needs to be stored in the cells as fat. And so eating sugar, you're going to increase your fat storage. And it also requires more insulin because you want to get the sugar out of the blood into your fat, and insulin is what helps that happen. And so if you eat too much sugar, you're damaging the cellular health by making cells less sensitive to insulin. So the more sugar you dump into your bloodstream, the more insulin is needed to get into the cells, and then you have what's called insulin resistance, and insulin resistance is a pathologic condition, and this is really, major problem. So probably a number of you on this talk even have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes, and that's because you're insulin, you're feeling hangry and lethargic, you eat an unhealthy carbs, you release insulin, and your cells can't manage all the insulin, and so then you end up storing the sugar as fat. So it increases your risk for putting on weight, for increasing your high triglycerides, for increasing your blood pressure. Insulin resistance can cause depression and, diabetes. So that the reason we really wanted to talk about this is because, doTERRA has come out with this product that sounds really interesting about helping with all of it. But, obviously you can't just do it with a product. You have to like commit to other things. And so I'm not taking the product this month during this challenge, but I know Maria and Maureen are. And I am, doing more diet and exercise, which I'll talk about. But both Maria and I are big proponents of Weston Price diet and then also the elimination diet. So if you really wanted to up your game, we can talk about this at a future time. But these are two really good ways. I mean, Weston Price is all about maximizing your nutrient density. And elimination diet is because we are most likely, most of us have leaky gut and we are become sensitive to foods. So here, the Weston Price diet: eat foods that are whole, unprocessed, and pesticide and chemical free. Choose foods that are grown locally. Learn about your ancestral food heritage and work the practices into your diet. So, if people want, you can email me or text me if you want to learn more about Weston Price. And then the elimination diet, which I have done because I have major food sensitivities, and I think most people have food sensitivities, they just don't know it. Once you do this diet, it's amazing how much better you start feeling. We can talk more about that if anybody's interested. So other things that can affect metabolism: your thyroid plays a key role in regulating your metabolism, and a lot of people, because of leaky gut, have autoantibodies to their thyroid, and also because they have low iron and selenium. So, it's just one more reason why you want to eat really healthfully in order to get iron and selenium in iron-rich foods like meat and seafood and legumes and nuts into your diet so that your thyroid performs well. Other important things that affect metabolism: your microbiome. This is, I'm trying to fit all this into like 20 minutes so that we can all talk about what we want to do. But this is a 5-hour talk about microbiome, but most of us have leaky gut secondary to the toxins that we are exposed to every day. And, we've been on so many different antibiotics in our lifetime that killed off our healthy microbiome. And so, another really, really good thing that we can do to help affect our metabolism is heal our gut. And two ways to do that: one is bone broth, and once you heal your gut lining, starting a probiotic. And so bone broth is amazing. It's helped heal me in so many ways. It has just incredibly rich in calcium, magnesium, potassium, collagen, vitamin A, vitamin K2. There are just so many reasons why bone broth is so healing, and it heals the lining of the intestines, and it's really been like life-saving for me. And if other people want more information, you can always reach out to me. Other things that affect metabolism: tea has been implicated in healthy boosting of our metabolism. It's thought that the catechins in caffeine is what boosts the metabolic rate. So oolong or matcha green tea has any kind of green tea, but matcha has also been implicated in increasing fat oxidation and can help you burn fat. So, you know, making there are so many ways you can boost your metabolism. So that's what we're doing in this challenge. We're all setting our goals and intentions and adding in things that we can do easily. If you could add a cup of green tea to your regimen, you know, it will only help. And then water consumption. People don't realize how important water is. We are 60%, our body weight is 60% water, and our muscles are 70% water. So it helps protect our organs, it aids in digestion, it regulates our body temperature. It, you know, dehydration really stresses the body. So, you know, just upping your water consumption can increase your metabolism. They've done studies that show that warm water, because the temperature makes the body work harder to return to its normal temperature. But any kind of water, there are a lot of studies that show it can increase your metabolism. So really upping your water consumption, making sure, you know, getting yourself a technique that reminds you to be drinking water. And then, you know, I used to believe that our bodies could do it all without supplements, but I have definitely changed my mind about that. Partially because there are essential fatty acids and amino acids that our bodies can't make. And so we depend on our food supply in order to get these. Like, these are the 9 essential amino acids that we can't make. And so that's another reason why you just want to make sure that you're fueling your body with all of these amino acids, which are breakdown of protein. And then, unlike macronutrients, including fats and starches, amino acids are not stored in your body. And so you have to replenish these on a daily basis. And then, you know, then there are the minerals and vitamins that you need. There are 16 minerals that you need to maintain your optimal health. There are, you know, sodium and potassium and chloride and calcium, but then there are all the trace minerals, which are iron and zinc and iodide and selenium and copper. And these are all the cofactors that go into that Krebs cycle to produce the energy. So we need these, and our food supply, while I'd like to get it all by my food, which is really what I try to do, and maximize my nutrient dense foods as much as I can, I don't believe that it's even possible to do that now, because our soil is so depleted of all these macro and micronutrients that the plants that grow in that soil are not getting the nutrients, and so we are not, you know, absorbing the nutrients. It's complicated. It's about the soil, but it's also about our microbiome. So it's the microbiome of the soil, but it's also about our microbiome, because our microbiome is what helps us absorb the nutrients that we need from the plants that we eat. So this is why I so believe in supplements, and I've tried a lot of supplements in my time, and I really do love doTERRA, and, you know, that's why I went to the convention. This is if you want to learn more about the multivitamins, you can go to this. This is like a whole, like a number of pages and little videos about it. And so then we come to MetaPower. So since we have all new people today, Maria, can you talk about MetaPower?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And Sarah, thank you so much for all of that amazing information. I know, you know, so many of you know the basics of this, and yet every time I hear you speak about these things, I learn something new, and I also think, okay, I can implement this and I can implement that. And then also, Beth, thank you so much for the havening at the beginning. My husband and I were listening to Gabor Mate this morning about trauma and the connection between our emotions and our physical health. I think we all know it, but it's the more I learn, the more profound that is. So really this whole thing. And then the MetaPower is just this next level of adding something that can really help in boosting our metabolism. So what we have is we have the essential oil blend. This is the key to all of this. So this is cinnamon bark, ginger, peppermint, lemon, and grapefruit. Now, all of these oils individually have components that help to support our healthy metabolism, but synergistically combined together, doTERRA has worked really hard to create this blend that is optimizing, basically reducing our fat cells. They don't get rid of the fat cells, but they help to reduce the size of them. And there's a lot of information online about this. I'm not going to go into, tons of that right now, but I can say that this essential oil, a couple drops in water, or they also have the gum, the beadlets, and the soft gels, really helps to reduce the sugar cravings. And then the clinical research is tentatively showing that it's actually reducing the fat cells. So very excited about this. Love these essential oils and love the way they're blended together. So that's the beginning. Then there's also this MetaPower Assist, and this is an herbal complex that also, all of these products are based on that essential oil blend, but the MetaPower Assist also contains mulberry leaf extract and berberine, and these can help to basically level out the blood sugar swings. And so every time our blood sugar spikes, if it goes up and then comes back down, it's basically causing oxidation, and oxidation means aging. And so this, by stabilizing our blood sugar, we can help to reduce the effects of aging. So anyhow, we're looking at like health span versus lifespan. So I want to live a long life, but I want to live a healthy life. And so this, looking at my blood sugar, this is going to, and so this is recommended to take one of these capsules with the largest carbohydrate meal. So I've been taking it actually in the morning. I'm finding that these oils are a little invigorating and energizing. And so I'm trying to do most of my MetaPower things in the morning and early afternoon and not in the evening. And last but not least, we have our collagen supplements, and it's a powder, and I'm drinking it right now. You just mix it with water. And this is 12 different types of collagen and the essential oil blend. And I am loving this and really looking carefully at my skin, my nails, my hair, and hoping to see some dramatic improvements. Now, I've been using the MetaPower for 2 weeks, and I love the fact that, Sarah is not, because she's going to be our control group right now, to see, the individual things. And then a couple of us are using the MetaPower, and we're sharing all of our results. And so what I have seen so far is my hair is feeling much more full. My skin and nails feels pretty good. It's very, very dry here in Montana. So what I'm noticing is a little bit less moisturizer needed. And then the energy has definitely gone up. My energy is up, and I've lost 1 pound. But what I'm also noticing is that my appetite has been increased, but I'm craving healthier foods. And so that's an interesting thing to see, that while I'm actually feeling hungrier, I'm eating healthier things. And when Sarah was talking about the micronutrients and the macronutrients, we would be having to eat so many servings of fruits and vegetables and proteins every day to get those. And so, I try to do that, but it's so hard. So incorporating all of these products into our healthy lifestyle has really been beneficial. So that's the doTERRA MetaPower system. And so we'll be, as we go along, we'll be hearing from each of you how you're feeling. So thanks so much.
And then there's this, you want to go over this because I don't know who's
sure.
filled this out.
Right. So this is our weekly check-in. So some of us started this right at the beginning, but any one of you can jump in at any time. And so it's looking at rating our these markers during the weeks that come. And so looking at, we don't always notice that day-to-day change other than maybe the scale or measurements, but really thinking about our energy, our cognition, how our skin and hair is feeling, all of those things. I did want to point out that number 7, that's an error. Number 7 is supposed to be about stress. So the question is the wrong question. So we're basically looking at, looking at our stress levels during the week. The answers there is high stress level and no stress at all on that 1 to 10 scale. And then they've just repeated 7 and 8, the question. But anyhow, looking forward to hearing results there.
Yeah, so last week, so I told people last week that I am doing a homeopathic remedy, and so I didn't want to take you're not supposed to use essential oils for homeopathic um, when you're on a homeopathic remedy. So I have decided to up my game by starting high intensity training, which we'll talk about in the exercise week that comes up. But so basically, I'm running for a minute and then running as fast as I can for a minute and then walking for 2 minutes and then running. And I've been doing it all week, and it's been, I just love the accountability that like I had to come and talk, and so I have to do it. And I mean, now my dog wants to just run all the time, so now it's like, so we're running, but it's really gotten me back into my running thing, which I'd been off of for so long. And then I also have been doing something called an alkalizer. I meant to get the PDF for the recipe for this, but basically it's like celery and cucumber and jalapeno, and I put a tomato in there, and ginger and turmeric, and what else do I put in there? Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Celery, oh, jalapeno, yeah, and it's just such a nice way to start the day. Like I feel like I've eaten all my vegetables, and so then it's just like I'm upping, that, and so this week I'm gonna commit to increasing my water. And I really want to do yoga, but I won't do it this week. I'll do it next week. But so, do you want to talk about what you committed to? And then Maureen, since you're on, like I can't even see. I have to change my view to see who's here.
Yes.
But yeah, so let's hear what people committed to.
So
Um,
I committed to upping my exercise. And so what I've been doing, I've got, for those of you who don't know me that well, my grandkids are next door and they have a trampoline. So I've been trying to jump on the trampoline with the kids every day. In addition to the walking that I do, I also have farm animals. So I do a lot of farm chores, which are great exercise. I've noticed that my arms have gotten stronger with the milking and hauling all the things. But definitely adding that trampoline in and trying to increase my hydration. I've definitely noticed that I have been focusing on that, and that's been helping too. So those are my commitments
and
right
you're
now.
doing MetaPower, which is
And I'm doing MetaPower, right?
so awesome. And so Maureen, can you
Yeah, so I've been doing,
introduce yourself since people don't know you?
hi, I'm Maureen Morgan, and I live in Southern Utah, and I'm a nutritionist and into all this natural wellness things and practices. And what I've been doing this week is being consistent with the MetaPower and and exercise. So I'll start with the MetaPower. What I'm really recognizing, and I said this a little bit last week, and I wasn't even that consistent, is noticing it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg. With my sugar cravings, it's like it's really helping me not even think about sugar. So I don't have to kind of have those conversations all the time of why I'm not going to eat sugar. So that's been really probably the most profound thing for me. And also noticing my hair is a lot softer and it's a lot healthier looking. And I'm really hoping that it helps thicken it up a little bit because it's gotten so thin post COVID. And as far as exercise goes, I've been going out for walks every day, just committing to doing that and doing the Mel Robbins 5 second rule was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So when I start to like tell myself why I don't have time or whatever. So I've been doing that and also meeting with friends to go for walks, which is, a double awesomeness. And just doing my yoga practice. So getting back into being consistent, and I've had a couple of days where I just did like about 45 minutes. Some days I'm doing like 10 or 15, but just that creating that consistency. So those are the things that I am doing. And since my breakup in June, I've lost 7 pounds, and 4 of them since I started this kind of, since I guess convention. So that feels good.
Yay, 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 yay. So good. Well, so I mean,
Congratulations. That's so exciting. Yay,
yeah.
Maureen.
Yay.
So, I mean, our big concept around this whole thing was that we just wanted to keep each other accountable for whatever it is that we can do, whether it's using the meta power or whether it's just upping the, exercise or changing your diet or whatever. So, and the best part about these types of things is hearing from you all. So, we'd love to hear from you. You don't have to say anything, but if you would like, and Feather, you were talking about that Zach Bush thing that I'm totally curious. You need to put that in and tell us about it. Oh wait, you're muted.
Okay. Unmute myself. There I am, unmuted. Um, well, Zach Bush, MD, is really interesting. He's actually, I just got an email from his organization. He's all over the biome stuff and the gut stuff. And he has a 10-minute workout video. Now, I'm old, I'm creaky. I do a Tai Chi thing called Wang Ji Wu, where I just stand still and basically, move. And then the Zach Bush thing is it's a real workout, but it's in place. So it's got all parts of the body really working for 10 minutes. And I'll have to tell you, I watch it on the video and I put it at half speed because I can't keep up with it. But that's the beauty of these venues, is that you can find something that you might think works for you and you can slow it down or you can speed it up. So I will look for that link, but basically it's Zach Bush, MD. He's got a whole bunch of stuff and he's on YouTube. And I think, Sarah, you're the one who turned me on to him.
Yeah, I love Zach Bush, but I didn't know he was doing exercise things. So
Yeah, it's 10-minute workout. And like, because I do it at halftime, it's like more like 20 minutes, but it's still, it's for somebody like me. I have 5 joints replaced plus a rebuilt ankle. So I have a ton of hardware and I don't have good mobility. So having an exercise routine that is standing in place has been really awesome.
So cool. Thank you, Feather. Anybody else would like to share?
Oh, I have to pay attention. Is anybody raising their hands? Because I can't actually see. If you,
Lindsay, it looks like it's
Lindsay, come on.
Yeah, I can't see. There, I'll see. So
There
I can
you
see
are.
everybody again. This has been really great. I've done workshops with Sarah before, who's just a genius with health and nutrition. And like Maria said, I've heard it a lot before, but I always learn something new, and I'm just so grateful for this. And I will, I was thinking I will commit to the, what is it, 10 minutes of high intensity workout a day? Is that what you're saying, Sarah? That
Well,
would be
it turns out to be 20 minutes. It's like 5 reps of 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll do that. I will commit to that. It's just about commitment and having a routine and sticking with it, isn't it?
Yeah, it
It's
really
not
is.
easy to do. So I'll start there. And I do feel like when you start something and you're intentional, then other things are more easy to glom onto. So thank you for having this.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Lindsay. We talk about habit stacking. So that's, if there's something that you do and then you can add that other thing to it. And so it sounds like that's what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
good to see you.
Yep. And I was eating my lunch while that's part of why I was not showing my face. I was eating my lunch, and it was, instead of being made with, it was a soup that I made, and I was thinking of you, Sarah. Instead of using water and a nice vegetable broth powder that I usually use, I used all bone broth, and it felt really good.
So good.
I'm finally getting that part too. So thank you. 4 minutes. Oh, 4 minutes at halftime. All right, I'll do it. And I'm a total Zach Bush fan. Adore him. So I'll look at that. He did I did his exercises for a while, right? Where he just had you do, I don't know. He's got amazing stuff with new ideas about exercise.
It's really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to commit on this accountability? Set your goals and intentions. Okay, well, so to end, Maria, do you have anything more to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, whether we're sharing out loud or not, sharing this with friends and family that you love, because this information is so pivotal I mean, when we look at the statistics in this country, well, globally now, I guess, our obesity epidemic is getting to be global, not just in the United States, and also mental health issues and, lack of exercise, all of the things that we're talking about. We all know at least 10, 15, 20 people that would benefit from this information. So invite them. They can come and participate. They could just get the information. We can share it with them. And so, like Sarah said at the beginning, we're on a mission to really try to change the world. And when we look at what's going on in the world today, if we can shift people's mental health, their physical health, their emotional health, it's not just for us individually, which, I'm looking forward to having thicker hair and losing a few pounds and having more energy. But when we look at this in the global context, just trying to reach out, and even if we share with one or two other people, we can make a difference in somebody's life. And if each one of us does that, it will ripple around the world. So that's what I wanted to say. You can check me out at thefutureoffamily.com. I have a podcast. I've got a parenting program. I've got lots of health and wellness information there. So thanks for being here.
There was something else I was thinking of saying before Feather, I mean, I don't know if people are interested in Metapower, but Feather was asking me all these questions about it, and I didn't know all the answers. And Maria, you and Maureen probably know more. But I mean, and I think that something I sent you, Feather, the PDF has a lot of the information. I could probably pull it up, but so you want to
Right, you could reach out to any of us. Right, you could reach out to us individually. And also at doTERRA.com, there's a lot of information about the Metapower, and there's a Metapower, kind of a mini little workshop you can take. But I think, it could start with just talking to one of us individually, or, going and looking at the information that's there. But the way I feel about anything like this, it's a new product. I want to try it myself, and then I'll be able to share results with people. And this concept here was to come together with people, whether they want to try the product or not, but to talk about metabolism. But if we're using the product, to be sharing our results, to be experiencing it, and to be saying, this is what I noticed, this is what is happening for me. And then I can be able to recommend it with confidence. And so far, I am really impressed. And so I'm liking what I'm feeling. I'm liking the way my body is responding to it. And the collagen piece for me is huge, especially at the age that I'm at. I really want to look at this aging gracefully and supporting my body with all of the things that it needs. And, I've been taking the Lifelong Vitality now for 10 years, and I've noticed a huge difference with that. And in just a couple of weeks of adding this collagen powder and then the essential oil blend for reducing the sugar cravings, it's been powerful. And so happy to talk to you more about it. And also, like I said, at doTERRA.com, you can just go right to that. There's a link right there, and you can learn more about the individual components and how it works. But that's why we're here. Lindsay.
I just went on before the call to look for it, and it's not available. Do you have any idea when it will be available?
It is available as
So I think this individual,
the whole. Yeah.
November 1st, I think, Maureen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you can get the whole because I just reordered the system. So you can order the system now and you can get it through, you can order the convention kit, which has it in it as well, but you can just get the metabolic system, which is the collagen, all of the slim and set, the MetaPower gum, beadlets, all the little things that we just saw in the picture. I think it's 180, 150 PV.
So a lot of
looked-
people don't understand.
So
Yeah, it
Yeah.
I looked on, I have an account and it was
Right.
not, it said not available.
Um,
So that's strange. I'll check it again.
so
yeah, you can
As
call
of-
customer service too.
Yeah, check
They can
it.
help you.
Yeah, Lindsay, I'll help you because
Yeah,
I
check it
think
again. I know.
I think it's not, I think what's not available, I don't think you're allowed to buy them separately right now. I think what's available is the whole kit. So you have to
Ah.
buy the whole thing, the oil, the gum, the beadlet.
Right.
the-
Okay. I
yeah.
hear it. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I'll check
And
it out.
as of November 1st, yeah, and as of November 1st, we'll be able to get them separately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. So thank you all for showing up, and we hope that you stay accountable. And here's to all of our health and wellness. And thank you, Feather, for your technical assistance, and Maria for your wisdom. And we'll see you next week.
So if you haven't done
Yeah,
it,
thanks for all of you for being here.
you can click on those PDFs that are in the chat and download them before we close the meeting. And you can also save the chat where I have added Maria and Sarah's contact info, and I put mine in there too. And that way you've got it at hand.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Feather. Okay, see you all next week.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Okay, recording stopped.
Oh no, I have to do that.